Yeah, actually, when I thought about games that would be done well in an episodic manner, I usually think of like platformers and stuff. Like, instead of Mega Man having 8 bosses all at once, you could get one boss every month or something like that.
That doesn't really work with Mega Man as much, though, because some of the joy of it is being able to choose any boss from the get-go. But platformers in general I can see. I still think that Half-Life was doing it right while they were still releasing new episodes to Half-Life 2, because it's the opportunity to be a self-contained adventure that's longer than a demo, but shorter than a full-length game. And it's a self-contained story. When you're done with it, you move on to another episode that may be completely different in feel and style, may even have a slightly upgraded graphics engine while you're, waiting for the next big thing, that it's completely skippable in terms of story, that you can play, Half-Life 2 and then theoretical Half-Life 3 and skip all the episode 1, 2 in the middle and still enjoy the main story, just have more out of it if you've played the episodic game. So, I don't know, episodic games always seem to me like they would be best as the expansion packs.
Yeah, I think the self-contained deal is sort of what makes episodic games more fun, because then you're not sitting there waiting a month or two for them to release the next one.
Well, actually, that's the first 2 Sam & Max series that Telltale did. They were much, much more self-contained than basically the rest of Telltale's library. Like, they were really just, this is one episode, this is one story that you're playing through. Next month you get to play through a different case.
Whereas, there might be a tie-in or something, but it was usually its own thing.
Yeah, whereas Tales of Monkey Island, Back to the Future, each episode takes place directly where the one before it left off, usually with a big cliffhanger. At least that's what Monkey Island was like. I don't know. Just drove me crazy having to wait so long, and then especially with Monkey Island, which I got a little complicated toward the end. Like, I was having a lot of trouble remembering all the small details and all the little generic characters that I met.
Well, that's because some of it they just completely made up. It feels
that last episode was just terrible. The story just took a real turn for the worst. But yeah. Okay, so I like this idea. I think what we're talking about is right, that the episodic games work well for more self-contained stories or games that aren't particularly story-based at all, and not so much with the super story-heavy adventure games that Telltale's been putting out lately.
Yeah, I mean, in concept, it seems like it would be good. Like, look at TV. We watch TV. We come back every week. But
we don't watch TV. I don't watch TV.
Actually, yeah, I don't watch TV either. I haven't had cable in years. But if they could get it down where they were releasing one every week as opposed to one every 3 months or something.
Yeah, no, that would be cool too. I would accept that also.
Yeah, but
so, yeah, I believe it was maybe Nathaniel can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was 6 months, or it's not 6 weeks between the first 2 episodes of Back to the Future. Just little
yeah, something like that. Because they said February, I think they said, and I don't think it was February, or it was very close to the end of February when the next one came out.
Yeah, and the episode 2 just came out like out of nowhere. There was no even press release or anything. It's really weird.
I was notified by email. I have no qualms.
Oh, I wasn't. I mean, I've been playing it on PS3, so I'm still waiting for it on PS3 anyway.
I think Telltale was watching GameCola to find out.
Hopefully they'll have fixed the kinks in it by the time it comes around to your platform, Paul, because what Michael Gray said in his review, the biggest reason he gave any criticism toward the game was all of the glitches and things locking up and crashing and cutscenes failing on him and all of this awful stuff. And I've been having an okay time. Everything's been fine, but there have been a couple of times where my screen goes black when it's loading a cutscene, and I wonder if I'm going to be booted out to my desktop.
Well, I did hear speculation, and this could be completely unfounded because I think people were just kind of just talking. But I think people were suggesting that maybe the game was not supposed to be released. Like maybe Steam accidentally released it a couple days early or
just
something like that.
Just jumped to part 3?
Somebody accidentally clicked the publish button.
Yeah.
I just wanted to save his draft.
We've all been there. Anyway. Episodic gaming.
Yeah.
It has its downfalls. It has its good points.
Or would those be upfalls?
Upfalls. It has its upfalls. It doesn't have as many upfalls as downfalls.
Video games.
Give us a new topic.
How about what games that everyone likes that are kind of guilty pleasures? We all have guilty pleasure games. What are everybody's and why do you like them?
Enchanted Arms. Because it's simultaneously one of the worst and best games I've ever played in my life. And, in fact, the reason I think it's one of the best is because it's one of the worst, which makes a lot of sense. I wrote a lengthy review about this, but the story, the dialogue, it's an Xbox 360 RPG, came out in 05 or 06, around then, and everything about this game is so hilariously, laughably bad that I just had so much fun making fun of it. It was just an enormous amount of fun playing that game because of how dumb it was.
The reason I wanted to play that game in the very first place years ago when it came back is because it seemed ridiculous. Like, you can summon all these ridiculous things, and I just loved that idea.
Yeah, you could. I had oh man, I don't even remember. I think I had a Yeti in my party. I can't remember. It's been too long now.
I don't think Yeti was even the tip of the iceberg, though. I think
yeah.
Weird things like big anthropomorphic cookies or something, like really weird things.
I had a couple pizzas in my party at one point.
Awesome.
Wow.
Delicious.
They weren't very good, surprisingly. And I had a trio of creatures that I called the little blorpies, but I can't remember what they actually were. They were just these little, like, tiny blobs that surprisingly dealt massive amounts of damage to the point where, like, I would get in a lengthy boss battle, and all of my other party members would die instantly, and it would just be the little blorpies versus the boss for, like, a half hour. Quite epic, but anyway.
Yeah, I'm the same way with everything for some reason, like movies, TV, everything. I just tend to watch crap because I think that's more fun. But I'm like that with video games, too. I want to play Enchanted Arms because it looks ridiculous.
Yeah, you would like it.
And then very recently I bought Shoeniki, which is terrible, and it's just ridiculous. And let's see, although the one I'm truly, genuinely embarrassed about is I do enjoy some of those hunting games. Some of them, very few.
Huh.
Because some of them are like all the fun of obeying laws and fish and game rules, but some of them are just like, go shoot a tiger. All right.
Well, do you play them with big plastic gun peripheral too, or
no?
Oh,
well,
no.
I remember we rented Stunt Race Effects when it first came out, and I was like 7 years old, and we had more fun just seeing who could be first to race off the bridge and into the water than we did actually playing the rest of the game.
Yeah, me and a friend played a NASCAR racing game that day, or that way. We would start the race and we would immediately just turn our cars around until you could run into the other cars first. Cause the biggest pileup.
Yes. Playing games incorrectly is the best way to do it.
Sometimes, yeah. Well, there was this game at Disney Quest, this large arcade that Disney owns in Walt Disney World in Orlando.
Yes.
And me and my cousin would go. This is the same cousin with the Kinect story that you heard about last podcast.
Okay.
We would go on this 8-person like NASCAR racing simulator, and these little kids would be playing there, and he would be completely going backwards, running into all the little kids trying to ruin their game, and I'd be trying to push them off the road. Just because we're jerks. But that was fun. That was more fun than playing the regular game.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a guilty pleasure that I have. And the ones I feel the most guilty about are not the ones that are like, they're not terrible games. They're just, they get the most crap. Like, I like the Call of Duty series, even the newer ones. And I still play WoW, which people give me a lot of crap for. But I don't feel like guilty about them, but I think those are the ones that if I'd said it, like told people, they would react to the most, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, stuff that people would say, why do you like that?
Yeah. And
why do you play that game?
Because it's a game, and I just play it like a game, and it's fun.
Yeah. No, I played for a very long time Ragnarok Online, and I will admit that is one of the worst games. But it is fun and addictive for some reason.
I played the game Fly for Fun, a free MMO.
Yeah, another one similar like that.
Yeah, and it was total crap.
You wrote about that in 4 Players Paradise, maybe?
Wow, I did, years ago.
Heard
Good
about
memory.
it somewhere on GameCola, back in the
newsletter
newsletter
I did.
days.
I wrote about it like a few years ago.
Newsletter days.
The golden years.
Yeah. But not back when we were an actual email.
No. Well, those days didn't last very long.
Yeah.
I think that was only volume 1 of GameCola.
Or when we were just one very long page.
No, when I actually sent it out as a newsletter, like through Yahoo groups. There was no website.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
The history of GameCola.
Okay, I think I'm back now. I think I'm good.
Cool, go ahead.
Hello? Yes, okay. Anyway, yeah, in China. Yeah, there's an article here on Kotaku. I may link this on GameCola later. But this is from July. But yeah, basically game consoles are banned in China. It's kind of a weird situation. So, I mean, there is no Wii, there is no 360, there is no PS3. And I think the rationale has something to do with it's bad for the children. You know, it's kind of like the old comic books are the devil kind of thing, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All over again. And yet, portables, no problem. The PSP, the DS, the old GBA, those are fine. And PC games are a big thing in China. Oftentimes between class, I get into class and the students are on the computer playing whatever dance rhythm game on the keyboard and all that kind of stuff.